Good morning, students. Now we are welcome to the online classes. Last time, as you know, we have already discussed the salient feature of the Hindu Sasana Act 1956. Today, now we are going to cover a very important aspect of the succession, that if a Hindu male dying intestate, then who will be his successors? It is a very important topic. Before coming on this topic, I would like to make it clear that as last time we have already discussed, Hindu Sasana Act provides two separate lists of the heirs. If a male Hindu dying intestate, then section 6 and section 8 of the Hindu Sasana Act will be applied, and if a female Hindu dying intestate, then section 15 and 16 of the Hindu Sasana Act will be applied. Means here you will find out two different scheme of the successor. Now if you see the different any other system of the succession, I mean to say about the Muslim succession or Jew succession or Christian succession, then there only one list provides. If a male Hindu dying, if a male dying or female dying doesn't matter, list of the succession will be the same. But Hindu Succession Act talks about the two different lists. Now come to the further. Here whole list of the Hindu Succession Act will be applied if a Hindu dying intestate. The term intestate means a person without making a will. Once a person make a will, then according to the bill, the property will be devolved to the any other person. But if a person doesn't make a will and died, then whole Hindu Succession Act will be applied here. So now come to the first aspect of the scheme of succession. If a male Hindu dying intestate, then who will be the heirs? In order to determine the heirs of the Hindu succession, first we will have to ensure that if a male Hindu dying, then which kind of the property he held during his lifetime. If he has a separate property, then section 6 will be applicable. If he is having the separate property, then section 8 will be applicable. If he has a coparcenary property, section 6, and if he has a separate property, then section 8 will be applicable. Now, as you know very well that under the coparcenary system, it is very difficult for anyone to determine that what is his share under the coparcenary property unless and until there is a partition in the joint Hindu family. So, in order to make it easy to determination of the property of a male Hindu, the rules of notional partition will be applicable. Notional partition means if a person died, then at the time of his death, what would be his share? So once the first we have to decide what is his share, and that share will be devolved as the scheme of the Hindu succession. So in order to determine joint family property of his share, then rule of notional partition will be applied. So if a Hindu male dying intestate having behind the coparcenary property, that according to the notional partition his property will be devolved to his successor, and if a Hindu male dying intestate leaving behind the separate property, then according to section 6 of the Hindu Succession Act will be applied. For your kind information, section 6 talks about the four separate system. First list 1, second list 2, third agnetics here, and fourth cognitive here, and if all the four will be exhaust but the property is still remaining, then all the property will go to the state. Now we are going to discuss the list 1 of the Hindu Succession Act. Lists under the old Hindu law means Hindu Succession Act 1956 talks about the 12 heirs. 12 heirs. If you wanted to see the list of heirs, then you have to go through the Bare Act of the Hindu Succession Act 1956. For your kind information, under the 12 heirs, first deceased mother, deceased widow, deceased son, deceased daughter, son of a predeceased son, daughter of a predeceased son, widow of a predeceased son, son of a predeceased son of a predeceased son, daughter of a predeceased son of a predeceased son, widow of a predeceased son of a predeceased son. So by and large, you can see that there are 12 heirs under the 1956 scheme. For your kind information, the Hindu Succession Act has been duly amended in 2005, and after the amendment, 4 more heirs were incorporated under the Hindu Succession Act. So now, right now, there are 16 heirs of the under the list list 1. Under the list 2, there are 23 heirs. We will discuss in later on about the list 2. But one thing is very clear, that what is the difference between the list 1 and list 2? List, if list 1 talks about the equal portion of the property, whereas the list 2 talks about the preferential order of the heirs. Preferential order in this sense, if a person or if the person is living, then their share will not, then other person, I mean to say class 2nd heir, will not be able to receive the property. So first, now we are going to discuss the heirs of the list 1. As we and heirs of the list 1, you know very well that list under the list is 1, there are so many persons. It is very difficult for any male Hindu dying in the state on all the 16 heirs will be available. It is not very easy, and neither it is possible also. So if a male Hindu dying intestate, leaving behind his, suppose that if you see the illustration, if a person dying and then leaving behind his widow, his father, his mother, and his son, then if you see the list 1, according to the list 1, widow, deceased widow plus deceased mother and deceased son will be get the equal share. Father will not receive any property because father fall under the category of list 2. So if there is any heirs available in the list 1, then property will not go to the list 1. So under this case, father will not receive the deceased male property, whereas his widow, his mother and his son will be entitled to get the property. Now it is the rule behind the separate property. How will we determine the share of the coparcenary property? So in order to know the deceased share of the coparcenary property, we have to go through the notional partition. Notional partition means, we have already discussed under the unit 2 rules regarding to the partition. So you know very well that if a person, suppose that if a person died, then if he leaving behind his widow, his son 1, his son 2, and his daughter 1, and if he died, so in order to know his share under the partition, then notional partition said that before his death, what was his share? So before his death, suppose that if he has living behind his 1 lakh coparcenary property, then one portion goes to the father, another goes to the widow, another goes to the son 1, another goes to the son 2, and daughter will not get any property under the scheme of partition. So 1 lakh rupees, there are 4 part will be here, and according to the rule of partition, 25,000 will received by everyone. So here father share will be the 25,000. So under this scheme, we can very easily determine his share at the time of his death, and this 25,000 rupees will devolve according to the rule of succession, and this 25,000 rupees will be distributed among the list of heirs. So for this information, now we are going to sum up our classes, and tomorrow we will again meet and discuss the rule regarding to the female Hindu dying intestate. Thank you very much.